Good morning, my name is Jessica. They are Sharon and Agustina. We are going to deal with assessing speaking with children at a basic level. This is the agenda for our presentation. Firstly, we will deal with a theoretical background and consider some important aspects when it comes to assessing speaking. Then, we will concentrate on assessing children in speaking at an A1 level. Then we will provide a practical example, and finally we will give a general overview. Let's start with a theoretical background. To begin with, we can refer to Piaget's stages of cognitive development, which have been incorporated into education. There are 4 different stages, or 4 different ideas: sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. In this presentation, we will concentrate on children from 7 to 11 years old. According to Piaget's ideas, they belong to the concrete operational stage. Regarding this stage, some important aspects to consider are that children from 7 to 11 have more logical and methodical manipulation of symbols. They are less egocentric and they are more aware of the outside world and events. It is also worth mentioning that the main goal for children at this stage is to start working things inside their heads. This is called operational thought, and it allows kids to solve problems without physically encountering things in the real world. When considering their cognitive development, Penny McKay, which is the author of the book Assessing Young Language Learners, says that children learn by doing, which means they learn through experiences. Regarding children's social development, it is important to take into account that children are learning to share, socialize, and cooperate with each other. Social environment plays a crucial role in the learning process. Children benefit more when they are in contact with other children and they have a chance to experiment and learn. Additionally, when referring to children's emotional needs, it is important to mention that children at this age need to feel successful. They all need to feel that they are progressing. Each child has different needs, but generally speaking, they all need to feel safe. They also need the support of the teacher and constant encouragement in order to have that sense of accomplishment that is so important for them. What is also true is that children need to have very clear what they need to do and how they need to do a specific task. That's why it's essential teachers modeling, which is providing the necessary examples before performing a task. It is also worth mentioning that children have a short concentration span and that their attention increases over time, so their memory strategies will become more effective with age. Additionally to that, what is also important to mention is that most children are participative, spontaneous, and curious. And these characteristics need to be taken into consideration when planning. They prefer to learn through movement, since most of the time they are restless. That's why including kinesthetic activities helps a lot at the time of engaging them. In this presentation, we will be dealing specifically with speaking, which has been widely recognized as the most difficult skill to assess, particularly in a second or foreign language. There are different ways to assess speaking. Among the ones Penny McKay considers, we can mention the following: news telling, storytelling, picture talks, categorization of tasks, and oral presentations. When creating assessment tasks, there are lots of points to take into consideration. For example, the level of the language proficiency. Apart from that, it is also important to consider how long this task will take, if they are going to work in groups or individually, and the kind of scaffolding the children will need to complete it. Finally, another relevant aspect to consider is how the results of assessment will be used. Now, Agustina will continue with the importance of assessment.